Okay, stream is started. All right. Hello, everyone. This is Dion Soul. This is really for Georgio over at Simbuddy because we got. Say now that I'm actually live, and there's my paint scheme for my Solice wings airplane. That is the Epic 1000 paint scheme on that bad boy, which is pretty nice. A nice looking airplane. But anyway, the gist of this video is not really my airplane. The gist of my video is an email that I just got just a minute ago, and for Giorgio to watch so he can get the feedback of his users. And basically, I did another video that you'll see in my channel, my remote channel that this video is that you're actually seeing, and talking about my ideas for making taking and making the Simbuddy random link the random, being able to generate random flights, link it to our virtual airline, so we always have an alternate way of doing flights. And as you can see right now, I'm trying to log into Simbuddy frantically right now. And right now I got a VA, and I'm going to trash this VA again and put in my super secret password that everybody knows. So there you go, or everybody can figure out. Okay, I just deleted a flight. Now, another side note to that I think should throw in here in this video is the fact that by doing that, and that was a Solice Airways 3, I no longer can use that same name. So I would recommend that Simbuddy or Giorgio, if when you watch this video, that you just, when you delete an airline, just have it just go away instead of retaining it. If all possible, because now if I want to go create an airline like I'm going to do right now, and I'm going to hit setup here, and this easy also is not easy, and I'll explain why later, but this easy difficulty really needs to be hard instead, and I have reasons behind why I said that. And I'll go ahead and start an airline. Well, actually, I can just show you right now. Okay, we'll create the airline right now. Okay, now we got an airline of 250,060,000, which is kind of an odd number, and I think I know why you set it up that way. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to set up. Okay, I can. What this reason why I say it's hard is because now, in order for me to buy a hub, okay, if I go buy KWJF, which is just a general aviation airport here in Southern California, it's $500 million. That's not quite more than double, but that's quite a bit more. And it's, even though it's a mid-size airport because it has a 7,000-foot runway, in actuality it's just a general aviation airport. And I'm using this one as an example to get my point across. Is that this number, which is the 500,000, is proportional and justified if you're going to run a large or an unlimited airport that has unlimited funds. That's fine. But when you're starting out small and you want to create your hub, you're very, that's not enough. You're never going to be able to make a lot of money to be able to afford to buy that in a small the small template that we have right now. But for sake of argument, we know we can't do that one, so I'm kind of screwed there. I can't go where my home base really is, which I live in Lancaster and Palmdale area here in the Antelope Valley, so I can't even take my airport that I want to fly out of. But what I can do is go to KWHP, which is Whiteman Airport in the San Fernando Valley. Now I have a small airport for 250,000, which in actuality in the real world is actually, it's a smaller runway, but it actually has more traffic than KWJF does because it's in the San Fernando Valley, where the San Fernando Valley has over 1 million plus in population. So you're going to get more business out of WHP because it's in the valley than you would at KWJF, my home base, just because of logistics. It's just there's more people there in the valley. So we'll buy that airport right now. Now we bought this airport here, and now I've got $60,000 to work with. So okay, fine, I got $60,000 to work with. Let's go right now, right off the bat. Right now I got 60,000. So that what that means is that all I can buy is one small airplane, and then I can have one other user join my airline, because I'm going to have to buy two airplanes in order for my buddy to be able to fly with me. Then I'm going to have no money. So that's not good. You don't start out with no capital. So having so these numbers are all way discombobulated and need to be adjusted accordingly. But let's go ahead and go into fleet here. Now I got the fleet action going on here, and now I got airports. Okay, now remember my mindset. My mindset, and by the way, I do have Bug Eater William is with us. Say hi, William.
Hello, Georgio.
And we're in this. We're thinking about, because it's a virtual airline. Our mindset, which I'm speaking for William as well, is in making money. That's our sole purpose. We don't want to have it where it's just so much money that the incentive of making money is no longer there. But at the same time, we don't want to be shooting ourselves in the foot so much where we're not making any money, because and that's what we have right now. And I was going to try to illustrate this. And so like right now we got the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get the biggest, baddest airplane you can, because you're trying to make money. And then, as you can see, we only you got $200,000. So right off the bat, I can't buy any of these aircrafts right here. They're not available to me. And I think, William, you said there was the there is the MU2. It's sitting right there with 7 passengers at 200K. So it's definitely there, which is good. That's a good thing. I didn't see the Epic 1000 in here. It'd be kind of nice if you can throw the Epic 1000 in here too. Because matter of fact, there it is right there. It'd be nice for me to be flying that, but I digress. But at any rate, so what I got to do is here's ones that I can buy. Also, too, by the way, in all of your windows, it would be very nice if you would just put some kind of a toggle, a trigger, a checkbox, or whatever, where that right there would tell the database only display what I can either be financially available to me, or in my hubs, in my routes, which I don't have right now. But if I had a bunch of routes here, only ones that I have airplanes at, instead of trying to thumb through the routes that I'm having to collect. That would be very nice if you had some kind of sorting mechanism that would just, you check it, it's like anything that either be a dollar value, or where your airplanes are, or the distance of how far you want to travel, is only displays that information, instead of giving the all or nothing, and that's what we have right now. Is we have an all or nothing scenario right now. And yes, you can do a little bit of search to cut it down, but the reality is that we really need ones that is just the search that doesn't have mixed bags or whatever. It's just right now I'm having to sort on the maximum pass, because that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to get maximum passengers, and obviously the maximum passengers that we can buy at $30,000 is, and the airplane that we're going to take, that's going to be the fastest and whatever, is going to be the Epic 500. Right off the bat already, because of the speed and the speed versus the distance, this is an automatic go-to airplane right off the bat. Because of the speed, you're trying to get your passengers there as quickly as possible so you can keep them happy. That's the mindset of a business. So we would take that airplane, confirm the purchase, and sure, we got the purchase, and so now we're good to go. So now we got our airplanes. It says,
yeah, you're talking the Eclipse 500, right?
Correct.
Not the Epic.
Correct. I'm talking about. Did I say Epic? My bad. My apologies.
No problem.
And so yes, and that's why I need you here to correct me, because I need all the help I can get. Now what I just did right here is, what you just saw was a common mistake that I've done quite a bit. Right now, this airplane does not have a location. So if I go in and I build my routes right now, this airplane currently is now in La La Land. And then you're going to say, well, if it's in La La Land, then you just go over there to edit, Dion, and then you just choose the hub, and then if you do that and you hit OK, now you get this other message. You got to put in the name of the aircraft. Why do I have to put the name of the aircraft? I can care less about the name. So I'm just going to put in blah, 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 just so I can get rid of this, because this is annoying and totally unnecessary. Unless you're using some kind of search function that you have to have a name, then okay, that's why it's there. Then I understand why you have this here. But other than that, there's no need to have that. Now I hooked it back. So now I'm going to go back here. And okay, now it says that it still says I have a hub, but it still says that the location of the current craft it still didn't save. And so now when I go to create routes, because I've already done this already to save the trials and tribulations, that aircraft does not show, that aircraft is still in limbo. And I cannot go and bind it to the routes that I pick. So what do I have to do? I have to immediately turn around and resell it. And now I got this in my system now that I sold the aircraft. Go back, rebuy the aircraft, and then fix my mistake. Well, it's 500, right? It's 500, right? Epic 500. Eclipse. Yeah, I was trying to do 500 just so I can make it easy for me, because I know how to spell Eclipse fast enough. But at any rate, well, I see, there it is. But anyway, so like I said, so that's a problem right there that you have on the for people that make mistakes, because we're humans, we make mistakes, things happen, and also too, we're going to go for the biggest and baddest airplane that we can, because we got to start making money in order for us to progress in our characters, i.e., our virtual airlines. So let me scroll down here to 5 passengers right here, real quick, and then I'll rebuy the aircraft if I can find it real quick. And it's got to be right here somewhere. There it is.
You need to keep going. You're not down to your...
Yeah, I found it. Okay, so there we go. And I am about ready to buy the extra. No, I don't want to buy the extra. Darn it. Good video. I'll go back down to where I can buy them at, and then I'll go. I hit the one above it, I think it was, or something. Eclipse 500. There you go. Hit the right button this time, Dion. Scroll up. There it is. Okay, now delivery and home is right there. Okay, if you forget to do that task, that's the problem that we had. Now, a solution to that problem to fix it is not even have that you have to pick the airport or have it as an option. Just have it automatically go to your hub automatically, and then have the option to turn that automatic on and off, because I'm always going to default to the hub, and then if I want to move it to a different hub that I get later on once I purchase those new hubs, then we can address that problem at a later time. But right now, people are going to be making that kind of mistake, and now you're going to have in your journal here that I bought the airplane, then I sold the airplane. And that's needless. It's not a big deal. It's just that it's not necessary to have that. Okay, now hubs wise, I'll see. William, you want to jump in there, because I'm starting to lose my train of thought on the gist of our video.
Well, where do you want to go with the hubs?
The hubs, we bought the hubs now. Now, if I buy another. Sorry, I'm multitasking here. If I buy another airplane, now I'm going to start out with no money.
No money at all.
No money at all. And that's not good, because you got to buy fuel.
Well, and the problem you have, too, is that with the aircraft only carrying 5 passengers, if you make a flight, let's say from where you're at to LAX, the landing fees at LAX are going to be what? $2,500?
At least.
At least. So you've got to buy your fuel on top of that. Then you have to pay the landing fees. And if you're carrying 5 passengers, the fees that the 5 passengers would pay would just about cover your landing fees only.
Correct. And so then your argument is, well, then you just don't buy LAX. But if you don't buy LAX, you're starting out, you're not going to make any money. Even if you go to a smaller airport, like departing, let's just go to from Whiteman Airport to KWJF as an example. You're still, of course, it's not going to be, and that's another thing too. I don't know what the purpose is for this flight level thing. I know you got to click on your airports, and that's another thing too. There should be a checkbox here where it automatically checks whatever is in here. That's just another step that I have to go through to be able to check on that, to be able to activate that. I know it's a minor thing, but it's still creature comforts that entices new people coming in that, oh, that's just one less thing I have to do. I'm trying to get in here. I want to get in there and I want to fly. So they do all that kind of thing.
Well, and not to overthink it.
Hmm.
When we're dealing with small airplanes, these are going to be your charter type aircraft or your puddle jumpers. These are going to be regional type aircraft.
Hmm.
So regional aircraft go to the bigger airports. Oh, and they fly from the
Right.
bigger airports to the smaller airports. So that's what no matter what you do, you're going to end up with your landing fees. There's got to be a way for these small startup companies to make money. And the way it's set up right now, to me, that's theoretically impossible.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to you start out small. I'm going to have to go to one small airport to another small airport, and and then the time it takes to to fill the passenger count up, well, at least from the context of the large ones that we've already experienced with, it takes a little while for these things to build up. You just don't go in here and say, okay, I'm done. I got my first flight over here. Let me create one more so I can get back. So now I got to go 0002, and then choose the hub, and then go from KWJF. Oops, that was wrong. KWJF to KWHP. And there, I gotta click on that again. I said 10,000 last time. Okay, now we got our 2 flights. Now you see how long that took? If you would just make it where you would put it, if you're creating your own, you just put your flight number in, and then if you have a check that says, okay, would you like to be able to go back to the same place? In other words, go back and forth. That saves from having to create another one like I just had to do, which takes time. That would make things a lot easier, by the way. Okay, now we got this done. Now, in order for me to, okay, I want to fly now. Well, I can't fly right now because I'm in maintenance mode here. I'm in the mode for the maintenance of the airline. Well, first off, I got to make it live, and now I got to create my name. So now I have to go Solice Wings 4 now, and then I just have to put in SW Solice Wings S4. I'm just making stuff up here. Make it live. Failures. The failures is a good idea for the big airlines and whatnot, and that's fine if you want them. I'm never going to use it, to be honest with you. Of course, this is just me. I will never have it because we have enough failures in the real world with our Sims crashing, with X-Plane 11 crashing. I gotta go because XYZ problem with the family. So for me having these in-flight problems, I have enough problems in the real world to be messing around. That's why I turn off on my sim. On my sim, I turn off all my failures. Now it's good that it's there for people who want to use it. That's fine. That's great. But for me personally, I'm not interested in that. So that's why I put it to 0, because that's one thing I do not want to deal with is failures, especially when you have other extracurricular things that you have to deal with before mentioned scenarios. So we'll update that. Okay, now this this thing is live. Now it just went live. Now because I'm still in the manager settings, now I got to close this. Now I got to go back. And then now I got to go into fly, and okay, everything is set here. I'm getting all my stuff, available flights. Okay, I'm ready to go. Oh wait, I got nobody to go fly with, right? I got no passengers yet. Yes, I got cargo, but I got no passengers. I'm not going to make any money if I went and took this flight right now. So now I know you're going to say, well, just let it time to build up. But now it's a hurry up and wait scenario. Okay, I'm all energized and I'm ready to go fly. This is from a perspective of a wannabe flyer. I'm ready to go. Well, now I got to go wait. Now I got to go. Well, okay, well, I guess I can't fly right now. Well, okay, I guess I'll go do something else, or I'll just go fly without Simbuddy. And it's just kind of that's a letdown for the user. So that's why I'm saying that you need to have it some way where when you create a flight, maybe comp the new user with the new VA with a full complement of people, and then let the thing start to alternate after. After it ran for, like, let's say, an hour, then let the thing start to alternate. And this is all stuff I'm hoping that you can do. I don't know how much programming is involved from everything that's discussed here, but these are quality of life things, and these are things that really need to be done on the front end to be able to get people into it, and to get people excited about it, and to get people wanting, and get the flight simulation community as a whole. If you have all these kind of things worked out on the front end, people are going to be excited, and they're going to use your product. You already got us, so you don't have to worry about me and Bill and Rodney and a bunch of others. You've already got us, so you're good with us. But I'm thinking more the context of the new user coming in, that, and then we definitely, because of what you just saw, with, right now, what is our account balance? Our account balance right now is 30,000, and I would have to do some flights to show you that the mechanics. Maybe William can do a video and then just email to you.
I've got one that's basically going to be out here next day or two. The only thing it doesn't show, though, is the actual Simbuddy in flight. But the video I posted a couple days ago with the 737.
Mm-hmm.
Successful flight, that in part of that video there, I did have the in-flight client up showing the conditions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but the one I just did with the or that I'm working on with the Eclipse 550 from this morning, where I ended up finishing the flight and losing $11,000.
Yeah. It's the fuel cost.
Yeah.
It's the fuel cost, and you
Yeah,
see,
absolutely.
flight. The fuel cost is set up for the big jets right now, and not for the little airplanes. You got your little airplane, profile, but it's not scaling down to the little airport. The little small operators operating expense.
Yeah, because again, you're flying an airplane that carries 5 packs.
Yeah.
You're not even going to pay for the fuel.
And you're not going to pay for the landing fees if you're going to go to a big airport.
Right.
And it's going to take you forever to be able to build enough cash flow in order for you just to buy $1 million to buy LAX, because if you're already, unless you do a loan thing. But if you do the loan thing, then you're now you created a money sink that this virtual loan officer is going to nail you X amount of dollars a month as your fees to be able to go, because like you said, as soon as you land, you're losing money every time, and if you lose money, eventually you're not going to have any fuel. So the only way to get around that would be the loan officer type scenario, where you got a loan, you take out a loan, but you got to pay it back.
Just with what you've just set up, you look at the dashboard, and the bills and overhead due are $5,000, $5,500.
Right.
Okay. Well, if I'm losing money on every flight,
right,
I'll never be able to pay my monthly bill,
right,
let alone for fuel or anything else. And that's why the way it's set up now for small aircraft, that it's theoretically you cannot build an airline.
Right. You start making money on an airline, from my experience, I'll just say it that way. From my experience, you need to have a passenger count of 19 seatable passengers or greater. And once you have 19 passengers or greater, that's when you start breaking the threshold. You start making money over all your costs. And the way it is right now, with us running around with 5 passengers and with all the bills, we're just upside down right now. And you may be aware of this or not, but I don't know. But right now you're upside down, and even if you did the loan officer thing, and you're still only carrying 5 passengers to start off with, you'd be lucky if you'd be able to make enough money to be able to trade in your old airplane and be able to get into those 10 passenger airplane in a timely manner. It would take you a long time, and then it's going to. In other words, the way it's set up right now, there's no light at the end of the tunnel for you to progress. A user always wants a progression. We always want to progress. That's why in MMOs and multiplayer games, World of Warcraft, Star Wars, The Old Republic, whatever, that's their biggest challenge as a developer. They are always finding ways for your character, because that's what your airline is your character, to progress. So right now you don't have the light at the end of the tunnel to progress, and that's okay, because we all know this is all beta, and that's why we're telling you this, that this is what we're seeing on our side as the end user, is that there's no light at the end of the tunnel right now for us to progress, unless we get the biggest, baddest, or if we just have a scenario where it's just unlimited funds, and then we don't want that either, because then there's no challenge. There's no need to other than the fact that we just go from there. But your idea, to finish up here, because I need to go back to work, or back to working on my house, what you asked in your email, what you said to me, yes, your idea of being able to, what would you say? I think I've thought about you such a few days, and how about if your ability for pilots, in the pilot's view, to fly routes with other airlines as a contract, and da 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 da. Oh, that works good, but you're taking money away from me trying to fly the airplane, and if because of the upside down situation right now, we're still, that's a nice compromise from what I suggested, but the only thing I can reason. I'm trying to figure out, to be honest with you, Georgio, I'm kind of curious. Are you resistant to the idea of just randomly doing these flights and then just hook it to the VA because it's a programming limitation? Because if it's a programming limitation, why you just couldn't take this and then put it proportional for the size? Because you've already got your list of your airplanes already anyway. You just go right here where my mouse is right now, drop down arrow, this is the airplane that I'm flying, this hooks to my VA, I set up this thing and go, and then make the money and let this thing randomly generate. And also that would make it so the VA gets a little bit of cash, and not, it seems to me this would be the easiest and the quickest thing, instead of doing it the other way. But maybe there's a programming limitation why this cannot be hooked with the VA. I don't know. I don't know. William, do you got any thoughts on this particular thing that I just mentioned right here?
No, I mean,
because you're another person. Because I'm the one that's on this. I really like this idea of just having this be
right.
Another avenue for the VA to generate income. And whoops, okay, there's been a log out. Oh, that's because okay, that's interesting. Wonder why that happened. Wonder why I got logged out. Huh, that's weird. But anyway, I'll just log out and log back in. Maybe he restarted the client. Maybe that's what it was. That's interesting. Why we were doing this, I don't want that. But at any rate, that unless there's a reason why you cannot, you can't do that. I don't know. I don't know why. Not gonna let me back in. Okay, good. Let me back in. All right. Well, anyway, like I said, that's I don't know why we just can't hook this. Hook it into here somehow, some way, and go from there, because that way you get your randomness that I'm asking for. It doesn't count against the 200 allotted amount of routes that you have to do, and you just rock on. That was my thing. And also to fix, if we can fix this where it doesn't, especially right now that we're in beta, to be able, or in alpha, if we can just make it so I'll have to be sitting there making, Solar Wings number 999997, because of all the times I'm crunching these during these testing. That would be kind of convenient too, but it's not a big deal, just saying. All right, anything else? I can't think of anything else on my side. Anything that you want to say, William?
No, I think that one of the things, and like you say, it's in alpha or beta, is the when we finish a flight, the situation with our details, in that like my flight today, I landed, My score was 100%. My attendance, health, and everything was 100%. The passengers were all 100%. Um, Went through that, but when the flight ended, and it went to give me my details of and my final score for the flight, it had things listed that did not agree with what the Simbuddy in flight was telling me in my cockpit.
Okay.
So those there needs to be a better syncing of what I see in the cockpit when I finish the flight and get the packs off and everything to what I actually see in my final details. There were fails there that weren't evident in my flight, and that basically didn't take place. An example is it said that I injured flight crew and I injured passengers on takeoff. Well, again, that didn't happen because their health was at 100%,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all seated and belted in at takeoff, and I didn't let them out until I
Right.
got to cruise altitude. So um, there needs to be a little better syncing of the results.
And I still don't know what this download is for, by the way. Every time I click on it, it doesn't do anything. So I don't know what it's for. It's for something, I'm sure. That's why it's there. But like I said, we need to have a little bit more cash funds on this so-called which is not really easy. It's the exact opposite. It's actually hard. I wouldn't say it's extreme, but it is hard. And it needs the name change needs to go from easy to hard, and because you just don't have the resources to be able to start out and to make money. So, which is what we've been talking to death on this issue. So, anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta go back to work, and I'll just sit there and I'll take this stream. I'll just take this once this thing's done streaming and uploading to YouTube. Then I'll give it to Simbuddy so he can watch this video, and hopefully, we can get
Yeah,
across.
excellent,
You know.
excellent. I think, yeah.
Because and then that way it's because I mean I know Georgio, you need the feedback from us as users because we want to use your product. So I totally well, I'm here for you. I'm here to do the feedback as much as possible. But right now, the way to make money right now at this moment in time, the only way to make money is to be in tube liners. You are not making money in turboprops or props, or matter of fact, we don't even have turboprops in Simbuddy yet. Anyway, that I saw that I can get like a DH6, fly that with 19 passengers, or a Jetstream 32 with 19 passengers, things like that. I haven't seen those yet, so maybe that's in another
Well, they're
platform
in a
later.
different cost level, so I haven't been looking.
Yeah, yeah. They I don't think they're. I don't think he's got that built yet. But like I said, for right now, the way it is right now, the only way that I would see that this would be workable is if you had the unlimited thing where it doesn't matter what airport you fly to, and you'd be able to put your airports in. Now, I guess you could do that on the large one. You just start out, and then you just have the cash flow to be able to buy. But you still got to buy big airplanes. That's just the only way to make money in this right now is to buy big, huge airplanes. So the small one is not money maker right now. So anyway, I gotta go. So I will stop this video, and I will
Very
catch
good.
you later.
Laters.
See ya.